But Michael Saylor, what happens if Bitcoin stops going up?
Stops flowing. Well, what happens if it stops going up? It's like, well, what happens if water stops flowing downhill?
What if water stops being wet, Michael?
What happens if time goes backwards?
Then time travel would be possible.
Right? What happens if the law of thermodynamics no longer holds? What happens
Then that would explain what the UAPs
when
are.
people decide they want less secure things rather than more secure things? What happens when they want crappy stuff instead of good stuff?
I mean, some of the crappy, crappy is kind of subjective, sometimes.
Right? It's not going to happen. Right? There's a natural progression here, which is intelligent people are moving their money from a more disordered state.
Yeah, this is what the smart people are doing, guys like me, because I'm Michael Saylor, and my fucking whole life is built upon this stunt working out.
To a less disordered state, from a shorter life expectancy container to a longer life expectancy container. They're moving from an unsafe place to a safer place.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
Tell
what
me.
happens if it stops going up?
Oh, what happens if it stops going up? Okay, yeah. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because it's his conflict of interest is so blatant, and it's like any of the people who hold Bitcoin from the early days, that's their motive. I mean, dude, in my gut, something about this doesn't pass the sniff test. A lot of things throughout time don't pass the sniff test, but we never truly get an answer, But then it makes me crazy when it's like, yeah, when we inevitably recover from this, in my gut, I'm like, it probably will go back up, So I'm fucking torn. But it's so crazy that, like, yet again, my basis for it doing well essentially comes down to, like, if they can convince more buyers than sellers. Because it's not the utility. But then people debate night and day till they turn fucking blue in the face about its utility. It's like, when I listen, out of all the debates and everything I've heard, in my mind, I lean more on the end of it literally is pet rock and it goes up, and literally just conflicts of interest are trying to get more buyers than sellers. They've been trying to come up with reasons. The narrative has changed so many times. And granted, I'm aware that, like, things should evolve through time. It's like even XRP, like, and then people say it's like, oh, but you're moving the goalpost. It's like, no, it's any business, any technology, like, you got to improve, or you're dead. It's business. I mean, that's kind of anything, You need to evolve and adapt. So, and that's what kind of way the conversation comes in with something like Solana and the XRP guys, and they're fighting about, oh, but Solana has all this fucking bells and whistles, and it's like, yeah, but the other one has kind of a use case for its own lane, and they're kind of off doing their own thing, so they're not truly competitors. Yet again, I think there's a handful that'll win. I'm so curious about how this Bitcoin story ends. Remember this guy, Bare Naked Crypto? We watched one of his videos. He's just a stud and a half, dude. He literally is Tony Stark of our generation.
Are we about to enter a bear market? I'm going to give you the lowdown, how I've been able to tell previous bear markets with pinpoint
What the fuck, dude? Yo, stop fucking the pin particle,
accuracy,
dude.
and where we stand today. Remember, if you're not following me at Bull
Dude, me and this guy's collabs would be fucking unmatched, I swear to God.
Naked Crypto on Twitter, make sure to follow me because this is where I post my latest ideas. In the know before seeing this TikTok. The big thing we are watching right now, and we are watching a few days ago on
Yo, there's no fucking way this guy's real, dude. He's obviously doing a character.
Twitter, is the USD
I want that fucking monkey, though. Whatever that is. Yo, honestly, I want that.
dominance. If you look at every
That would
time,
go sick in my
it's hit
studio.
about 6.2, 6.3% dominant. That has been the market bottom when we dipped to 38K.
What the fuck is he talking about, dude? This is the exact thing I rant about on this channel. I'm like, dude, anyone who's drawing lines, I can't take seriously, because you cannot take into consideration, like, yet again, just random things that happen in this market, especially with how manipulated and corrupt it is. It's still the Wild West, bro. Very much so. I think anything involving money, the world's money, is obviously, it turns into real life Game of Thrones real quick amongst... We don't even know who the fuck some of these people are, bro. Like, okay, cool. Larry Fink, like, we know Larry Fink, he's out there. He runs the fucking largest asset manager in the world. But it's like, who are Larry Fink's friends that are, like, on kind of on the same level as Larry Fink, but, like, we just kind of don't know,
The 48K dip, the 74K dip, and right now we're approaching the 90K dip. Looking at it live and not from the photo, we are getting close to those two yellow lines.
What does that mean? What are the yellows line? What's that?
A double top 3-day overbought USDT stochastic dominance, which usually
What the fuck is he
signifies
talking about?
exhaustion and extension.
Yes.
Just similar
He doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just spouting off fucking words.
to what happened here back in April 2025. Where was Bitcoin April 2025?
Dude, he's gonna need a new monitor, dude. He's hitting it hard. When you see like that distortion on it, dude, you're gonna fuck your monitor up. I can't watch this whole thing. Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Yeah, okay. So it looks like he drew an arrow, so it looks like we're going up, guys. I don't even know what this is. Is this
Money
Bitcoin?
back
What's he
into
showing?
the market. If you're thinking about selling, you're too fucking late. You have two options. One, wait it out, wait for a bounce, and then decide whether you want to sell. Number two, get a confirmation on the weekly candle that we go below 80K. If we go below 80K on the weekly,
It's over.
then we're most likely fucked. It's
Oh.
always the week after to see if they
What
can
happened? When did he post this? This was a couple of days ago. Wait, what did we drop?
come back a V bottom if it were to happen, if we were to go lower. But unfortunately, if you didn't sell the top, if you didn't sell when I was telling you guys
When were you telling us? Were you right? Were you right? Do I have to listen to you? I got to give you street cred.
months ago, take some profits, look at how much money you have in your account, blah, blah, blah. Then unfortunately, you're stuck on the roller coaster. Unfortunately, you have to make a forward decision next time.
You bought your
to be
ticket to
following
ride.
me, listening to me, watching my content, because I'm the only one in the game that called this. I'm the only
He's the only one?
that saw this coming. In
You
August,
saw
when
it coming? I don't know, dude. Anytime there's extreme greed, you know the crash is coming if you've been in the game long enough. When things are real good and you're like, oh shit, dude, this is fucking great. We're only going up. No, then you're going back down. That's when you know. When you feel it. Because like that's how you know when you feel it. We thought we were feeling it before the bearish energy because this has been going on for a little bit since the crash. But now I really think they got us in a real low. I would be surprised if they did a fucking another Mike Tyson kidney punch to us and brought it and dragged one more drag down. But we're close to the bottom now, dude. The sentiment online is bad. Yet again, they probably orchestrate it because crypto bots specifically online are fucking bad. Even in this comment section on TikTok, they're awful. They make it like barely usable. Guys, that's why like go on Patreon. I'm going to plug my Patreon right now. Go over the exclusive videos, this and that. We're building that community. I can't do it as seamless as this guy. This guy's like, yeah, you got to listen to me. He throws his, his self promos in there. He's got to tell me where he got this fucking thing.
when everybody was bullish, I noticed that the weekly stochastic was way overbought for ETH BTC. When
Scholastic
everybody
had
was
good
bullish
books.
in August and alt season and everything, I said, hey guys, we're probably going to get a pullback. Gotta see
you
a
guys.
little bit of a pullback of the weekly ETH dominance. Just playing out exactly how I wanted to see it.
Yeah,
By
you
the way,
did.
is now getting close to oversold on the weekly.
Oh,
we
no.
are pretty close, and there's a good bullish divergence.
Does the monkey
for
have
the
a dick
ETH
on it,
dominance.
dude? What?
ETH dominance was here in the gutter.
What the fuck?
Now it's higher, even though it's pulled back so much stochastic value. There's
Not
still
the
a
fucking stochastic value, man. Oh my god.
believer. Congratulations, welcome.
We were up a couple of percentage points last time I looked today. What did it say? What were we at? Because I saw some green, but granted the green moves are like 1%. So they when anytime, never mind, we're back down. We're back down. This morning it was up like 1 point something percent. So I'm like, yeah, green. And then bang, here we go, back down. $84,580 Bitcoin right now and $1.93 XRP. What was sitting at on, what is this? November 22nd, 2025. So we'll timestamp it. That's what is crazy about these. We're going to look back. And it's going to be a fun journey. Those videos are going to be fun, dude. When we're like, we can react to like all the market sentiment. Like right now, what if this guy's right? What if he is the Power Ranger, you know? Breaking, the U.S. SEC has officially approved New York Stock Exchange ARCA's rule change to list and trade the Bitwise 10 crypto index ETF. These are what's going to kill it in this marketplace, dude. People are just going to want to buy. Yeah, just give me a basket of like what the best ones are. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just give me the best ones, you know? You knew that product is most likely going to be good because it's going to be easy to, but it's also, you look at how they weight the percentages and it's like only 5% to XRP. And it's like, really? It's just, that's odd to me. Like, but then people say, oh, that's hopium, dude, because it doesn't do anything. But I'm saying even more so like larger weight to even other ones too. You know, it's like majority Bitcoin. And you really got to go, really? Like, really? I don't know. Am I crazy? Is Bitcoin really more valuable than like all of these other ones. I mean, granted, yeah, it's market cap, but I don't know, man. But yeah, it'll hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, ADA, Sui, Link, AVAX, Litecoin, and DOT. I don't even know what DOT is. Polkadot, maybe something like that. Yeah, those products are gonna fucking kill it. So this guy is saying J.P. Morgan is threatened, and they're kind of applying the more like hailstorm on Michael Saylor right now to add on to it, because they see he's like an injured animal, so they're like, oh, we're gonna swoop in and we're gonna take him out. That's what I'm saying. We need that. It's like we're waiting on one of those guys to come in and do the fucking stake through the vampire, and that's what is the tipping point. And they're apparently applying the pressure of trying to get them delisted off NASDAQ and everything, and that's gonna cause that would be a big catalyst, bro, in terms of like causing panic and red alert. So let's see what this guy's saying.
All right, so over the last few days, I've posted up a few videos on the various aspects of this assault on MSTR and the assault on their underlying asset, Bitcoin, by JP Morgan. So let's talk about the various aspects of that. First, they get short the stock, right? We know that happened because they didn't have the stock to deliver out to customers. So they're short the stock. They're motivated to have it go down, right?
Okay.
Second leg of that stool is now they increase the margin requirement from 50% to 95%, okay? And there's no risk model where that makes sense. The underlying asset is stable. They have no risks of default on their debt. They have minor leverage, right? So they don't need to sell Bitcoin, right? So then that third leg of the stool yesterday, they put a note out, basically a short note on the stock, a stock they don't even cover, basically saying it's going to be removed from the MSCI index and the NASDAQ 100 index, right? Basically kicking the baby when it's down.
Yeah.
So all motivated, coordinated attacks, sequential attacks, right? Makes perfect sense. It feels to me like their business, they think their business is threatened by MSTR, their business is threatened by the DeFi network, right? By the Bitcoin network. And you want to break the confidence in the asset. That's how you would do it.
Yeah, that's.
All right,
I mean, immediately I got to question his motives because he's got a Bitcoin sign and whatever this is, his sauna. But so I don't know this guy's context or anything. But it's like, no, I think they're definitely threatened by like crypto, but not just Bitcoin. I mean, they just came out and they the numbers they bought were more than they previously reported. So it's like they're accumulating it for what fucking reason? Probably because they want money. They want to make money. So I would just assume they'd want to fucking take him out. Just take him out. Take him out. What the hell? We could do it. Scoop it up, pennies on the dollar, and then that's it. We move on. That's it. These guys got fucking nothing but time. If they're gonna go after this guy, they're going for it. And this is the prime opportunity. Like, it's only going to happen during a down market, If they're going to do it, now's the time. Peter Schiff predicts doom for Bitcoin treasury firms. Strategy is going to blow up. This guy and Saylor, because he's gold maxi and Saylor's obviously Bitcoin maxi. Although I don't think I've ever seen them actually debate, which tells you a lot right there. They're either, I don't know. It's so crazy. That seems like the prime fucking debate to have. But there's a reason they don't want to have that debate, unless they did, but...
And I think all these Bitcoin treasury companies that have been buying Bitcoin are going to be selling their Bitcoin because all these companies are going bankrupt. They don't have a viable business, right? If you set up a business and your whole business model is buying Bitcoin, you don't have a business.
That's true.
Anybody can buy Bitcoin. They don't need a company to do it for them.
Yeah.
It's so nonsense. And of course, the poster boy for this ridiculous business model is MicroStrategy or Strategy.
Yeah, for sure.
And Strategy is going to blow up. I mean, their premium has already vanished. So they barely traded a premium now to their Bitcoin. It's going to be trading at a discount. Right now, the stock is already down 65% from where it was a year ago, and it's going to continue to implode.
Dude.
I think that Strategy is going to lose access to the capital markets. It's been able to sell stock and sell preferred. I think all that's going to stop. And of course, the minute Strategy is trading at a discount,
it's over.
It can no longer generate a Bitcoin yield.
Yeah, it's over. Like, dude, it hits a certain point and there's no return. They're trying to act like everything's fine. Of course, they have to try to put that front on. But it's like, how big was Lehman Brothers? I'm asking if you can answer, but I don't know. Just yet again, just always the concept of like too big to fail. dude, nothing is. I mean, things fucking fall. How many things have fallen through history? It's fucking crazy. The only thing you can't beat, unless the UAPs are real, is like you can't like hang upside down. Like you can't fly. Like there's just things that you can't do, you know, unless you grow wings. But Jim Cramer says lots of good elements are lining up for a rally. So we're going lower. This was yesterday, apparently. He just took this quote. Okay. No! Is this in response to Jim Cramer too? This motherfucker, Jim Cramer. Stop it. Citi completes landmark fiat to digital currency payment settlement workflow trial with SWIFT. Okay. The trial demonstrates a powerful hybrid model for interoperability between traditional finance systems and distributed ledger technology networks. The initiative underscores Citi's commitment to delivering innovative, client-centric, and scalable solutions for the digital asset ecosystem. Singapore, November 14th. Citi and SWIFT today announced a landmark that proves the feasibility of settling payments between fiat and digital currencies in a payment versus payment workflow. I don't think they mention any specific blockchains, so then we'd have to dig a little bit more into SWIFT. I think SWIFT just had a conference not too long ago, and they announced they're using some type of Ethereum layer 2 or something like that. It has an odd name, unless it was a pilot, like they were just now working to it. But I don't think SWIFT was just sitting around, you know, with their fucking hands down. I don't think that's the case. I think SWIFT is going to absolutely put up a fight. How could they not? How could they not? Both the Franklin Templeton and Grayscale XRP ETFs have been approved for the New York Stock Exchange. Here we go. I think going live Monday, which is the 24th, I believe. Just in, the Trump administration considers selling NVIDIA H200 chips to China. Okay. There's no switch being flipped. It's just a plan coming to fruition. Let me hear this shit.
Would I hold JP Morgan coin in my JP Morgan account, or would I hold something else like Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP?
Look, the only reason to hold a JP Morgan coin or a Franklin Templeton coin or anybody that's got their own coin is using it is because you got to move things around inside their system. That's the only reason. Those things are going to be stable coins. They're not. They're a totally different class to use to make the rails workable. You know, everybody in the XRP world hopes that they'll use XRP, not develop their own token. But people will. I think it depends on the amount of investment they want to make. I think Ripple and its rails are set up for easy use by a lot of banks and a lot of institutions, and it will be used by them. And then I think there are the behemoth players that by nature are going to build their own internal rails, have their own internal token, and that's fine too. The whole ecosystem is going to build, but it's going to be more efficient. And again, Nostro Vostro going away opens up a stunning amount of capital. The whole world to use.
Well, and to your point there, internal tokens versus when we do see the interbank transfers, the cross borders, all that. That's where RLUSD could really become a power player if positioned correctly. And now with G Treasury and many of the other acquisitions by Ripple, this could become reality fast, especially with clarity and all that. So it just seems like everything is coming to a head at the same time.
I think you guys outlined in a nutshell Ripple's strategy. It's been brilliant execution, a very disciplined, intelligent execution. I think Ripple, it just sits on the top of the heap, and they will once the last few things are in place. There's no switch being flipped. There's a plan that's just coming to fruition. There's no steps being.
Everyone's like, no, there is a switch. There is, I swear. Just in NVIDIA. No, that's it, dude. That's like why, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I followed them. I find it interesting, you know? And people, I just know when these guys are like, hey, I just straight up scam. It's like, there are valid things that people bring up, no shit. But I just think it's a lot more bullish than people think. And people are still floating around these crazy fucking price predictions like Tom Lee and shit. So NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says the whole world would have fallen apart if they missed earnings in Q3. That is true. And that's insane that that's the case right now. It's kind of all it's a house of cards built on fucking NVIDIA. Oh my God. This is a great video. Look at this shit. Let me lower it.
And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain. I say it all the time. You have to suffer. You have to make that a tattoo on your fucking brain. So when that hard time comes again, you don't forget it.
Accept the pain. Smile at the pain. Embrace the pain.
Yeah, I just...
It's insane, dude. He's intense. There's a great video of him working out with Israel Adesanya, and Izzy's trying to keep up with him, and Izzy's puking he's dying during this workout, and David's just flowing through it because he's done it. He's insane, dude. His knees aren't, he didn't even have knees. There's something fucked up about his knees, and then he thought he could never run again, but he's like, nah, I'm gonna fucking keep running. He's crazy. What's happening in Japan and why it's affecting our bags? I think there's a lot of things affecting our bags, but I think this is probably part of it too. He said, so Japan just approved a $135 billion stimulus package financed by issuing government bonds, JGBs, to help its people deal with rising prices and strengthen its economy, cash handouts, energy subsidies, etc. But at over 240% of GDP already, Japan's debt threatens to trigger a global fiscal crisis, and markets are bracing for impact. But why is Japan so important? Well, Japan is the world's fourth largest economy, and too much debt is deadly. Remember the good old days of 2008? Japan's debt is already twice the size of its economy, and investors are rightly worried about Japan's worsening fiscal condition. Japan must soon choose whether to stabilize the yen, its local currency, by allowing yields to rise, triggering a fiscal crisis and risking its huge debt becoming unmanageable, or to keep rates artificially low by devaluing the yen lower and lower. So why is it all affecting U.S. tech stocks and crypto? When Japan government bonds volatility rises, global funding costs rise. And since companies are valued by discounting future cash flows by funding costs, the higher the funding costs, the lower a company's present value, and therefore the lower its stock price today. And since tech and crypto are correlated, both have dipped bigly. It's an interesting word. Time will tell what happens to the world's fourth largest economy, but in the meantime, markets are watching like hawks, uncertain about what comes next. Fasten your seatbelts and expect more volatility as the situation develops. Oh, we are so fricked. I've always wondered how much Bitcoin Ripple owns. Yeah, no one knows, which is interesting. No one's aware. I feel like that's a really interesting question that I really wonder if we would be surprised by that answer. Has anyone ever asked Schwartz or who's the other guy, Brad, like any of those guys? That would be so interesting, dude. That fucking Arthur Brito guy is so... Like, who is that guy? Like, what the hell? There's so many mysterious players in this fucking web of shadows, dude. It's real life anime. It's so crazy. And Jed McCaleb, like that motherfucker, like that's one of the most important people I feel like running around. And fucking, we don't even know shit about him. That's what I'm talking about. There's players like that. How many of those important level guys are just out there running around? We got no fucking clue who these guys are, but they're dictating the future of everything. Fucking Facebook is literally trying to put us in this, the Ready Player One, dude. Next week for the XRP ETFs, be like, yeah, let's hope, dude. What's Anthony Pomplabino saying?
All right, everyone.
Why is it so loud? Guys, I'm actually going to continue this party over on in the Patreon. You can join my group, The Minutemen, linked in the description below. It helps fund the channel. Exclusive videos weekly, multiple of them. I'm going to continue this one right now over in there. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, notifications to help out the YouTube video. And let's go over on into the Patreon right now. Let's see what what's this guy got to say, bro?